This is Fast Track Video, and my name is Ed, and I will be making more of these here to help everybody grow rather than lose money with artificial intelligence. There are these little glitches, and first and foremost, just to let everybody know on this, if you have some ideas or that needs to be addressed, bring it to my attention, because I've been dealing with AI since January of 2025. Not only that, I was already aware of agentic AI, not so much in terms of RAG, but I'm familiar with those components which have a lot to do outside of all these different types of AIs on the front end that people subscribe with. Here's the biggest problem here with this, and I hope that everybody gets the benefit out of this, and I'm going to do this as short and sweet as it can. You can watch this video over and over again so that you can keep track on it, because this is Fast Track Video. Here's a scenario, and this is the page. The scenario that I have is this. I'm going to go directly to the heart of it. I have an original image of this hit list that I had in 1974 with KHJ, 93 KHJ in Los Angeles, California. I wanted to make some combinations of prior weeks with certain songs that got in and off the hit list and make my wonderful popular summer 1974 hit list. This is really good, but if you look at this, I had the GEMENI Flash free version make modifications to this. And if you look at row 3, you see Annie's song, John Denver, and I'm Not in Love by 10cc. I wanted to replace Annie's song with I'm Not in Love by 10cc, and look at what the GEMENI 3 Pro, 3 Flash free version did. It made an extra column. This is where the mess starts to happen on these things, because I was using, let me get to something here. I was using this type of prompt. If you see this here, I basically said, I think now on this photo, replace the following text in its respected areas, keeping font and color the same scheme as photo. And there were all these things here. Like, as you can see, I said Annie's song by John Denver with I'm Not in Love. Well, look at what it did. Look at row 3. Annie's song's still there, and I'm Not in Love is another record. This is what I'm calling hallucinations, or AI wash, or wash AI for that matter, where artificial intelligence for a free version is not going to give you sophisticated, accurate information. And this goes back to what I was discussing here, is this. So how do you fix that free version so that you get more accurate information? Well, you have to go into these versions down here, GEMENI 3 Pro, which is $20 a month. And then I made a competition between GEMENI 3 Pro with Claude Cowork at $20 a month. Now, just to let you know, if you want to do some searches between these two products, you can. But I already know that Claude Cowork is far better than GEMENI 3 Pro, because it incorporates agentic AI and RAG into its application. GEMENI 3 Pro does not. So why would I end up spending $20 a month on GEMENI 3 Pro when Claude Cowork is a better product? But here's the craziness of artificial intelligence, which if you're trying to get involved with all these different types of programs, like for Canva and Perplexity and all these other AI tools that are out there in the market, you have to find something that's very much like this, where you have a top 30, and it's got to be by a notable company. In this case, KHJ was a really popular AM station in the 1970s. In fact, it was probably the only one of its kind for AM. There was FM, but FM didn't have these type of hit lists. The only one that was mirroring this, for the most part, is Billboard magazine. So nevertheless, I mean, what I'm trying to say here is AI needs to have a hit list of popularities on a monthly basis. But once again, on a monthly basis, here's the other question I'm bringing up here. Why would I spend a whole year subscription, which is cheaper than the $20, to something less? The reason is because these two products are going to change. There's nothing to say that Gemini 3 can come out with a Gemini 3 Cowork to compete against Claude Cowork. See where I'm going with this? And then the biggest problem with these tools is I asked artificial intelligence if I can do a trial when the new one comes out to check and see if the new version works better than, like, let's say Gemini 3 Cowork, it works better than Claude Cowork. And the answer is no, they don't do those things. Instead, you have to pay for that month of $20 to that tool as well. And that's where I get a little bit disappointed with artificial intelligence. It forces you to purchase things when, if you don't have the money to purchase it, it becomes a financial obligation. So the bottom line here, I'm just trying to get everybody to be on the same page here. Do your homework in terms of these things as they come out before you make purchases. But understand, the hallucinations and the errors and the mistakes, the AI wash that you get from a free version of AI, it is what you get. I mean, it's not 100% accurate. However, I did find out that what I can do with this here for a hit list here is I have to, through Cowork on Claude, is extract this out into text. From the text, make the modifications that I need to make, and then pop it right back in here, and Cowork can do that. But Gemini Flash cannot, at least not at this time here, where we're in the month of Saturday, May 9th. Have a blessed day, and look forward to more of these. Subscribe to me if you want, and I'll send them off as I get them. I have a boatload of them.